You ever get lonely, a little down, feel like it's the cold winter? If you're single, maybe you feel like it's not happening fast enough. And you need a spark. You need hope. You need light. There's a minute for women not to work for the first half hour after the Chanukah Neris were lit. And why is it? There's a few reasons, but one is because of Yehudis' role in killing one of the generals, one of the Yevoni generals during the war. So here's my question. Why her? The Hashmonaim were fought all day and all night. She has one story. Why do women for the rest of time commemorate that story? And I think the answer is this, that in the deep heart of a battle, people sometimes get worn down. And all of a sudden a little moment happens that gives them hope. Maybe a piece of a town is defeated. Maybe something that was a hurdle they're able to overcome. And it gives them hope. And it says like, okay, I could keep going. Yehudis was that hope. Yehudis killing that general said, 1 second, maybe we could win this thing. Yehudis was the one who in essence brought light in that brutal war. The Chanukah menorah serves as that light for Klal Yisrael, especially as the days move on and the candles go to 6 and 7 and 8. There's nothing as strong as a full menorah. You look at a full menorah, it gives you power, it gives you encouragement, it gives you strength. I want to share with you a very famous story that is not clear its origin, but it's been told thousands of times. Americans were in the Revolutionary War, 1776. And General George Washington was crossing in Virginia. It was an incredibly difficult winter. And the troops were wearing down. Many were dying, many were leaving. They had no food, they had no money, and winning the war seemed like a distant dream. One night, all the troops were in their tents and freezing cold. And the general walks through the camps, and most of the tents are dark because everyone's sleeping. And in one tent, he sees a candle lit. So he walks inside, and he sees a candle lit in the tent, and he asks the soldier, who was a private, what is this? He said, General, I'm a Jew, and tonight's my holiday. Tonight's the holiday of Chanukah, and that's why we light the candle. General George Washington says, and what does that light represent? He says it represents the fact that years ago my people were fighting an evil enemy, and we won. And we were able to light candles in our holy temple in the Beis HaMikdash. And these candles represent our victory. And then this simple soldier continues to tell the general, he says, General George Washington, I believe our war is a just one too. You're fighting for freedom. You're fighting for people to be able to have freedom of speech and freedom of religion and to be able to live lives in ways that they can't live in other countries. And just like God made miracles for my people thousands of years ago, I believe he's going to make miracles for us too. And the general said to the private, said to the soldier, he said, wow, you inspired me tonight. You lifted me up. Eventually, of course, the Americans, they won the revolution and War of Independence, and they created a country. And the first president was President George Washington. A few years later, this Jewish man was sitting in his home on Broad Street in New York City. And someone comes to the door. Some versions of the story say he opens the door and he sees the President of the United States. And he says, President George Washington, what are you doing here? He says, I came to give you a gift. And he opens up and there's a medallion. And he reads the medallion and it says, this is to the man who gave me hope when all I could see was darkness. And George Washington gave this Jewish man, this soldier who had lit the candles in his camps years ago, a little medal to remind him of the hope it gave him that night. The candles that we light, they give us hope. The candles that they light, they give us light in the darkest time of the year. The candles that we light give us energy and enthusiasm. The candles that we light allow us still to dream. And so does the dollar you give every day to Younger Light. You give every day, you give $1. Every day you're participating in Torah, which is the ultimate dream of our nation, which is the ultimate light of our nation. So when you're feeling a little weak and you're feeling a little down, look at those candles, look at those lights, because throughout our history, we've had moments that we were weak. We've had moments that we were down. We've had moments that we felt like maybe we should give up. And those candles led the way. Those candles gave us strength. And those candles made us remember that tomorrow will be a brighter day. Those candles made us remember that forever this nation will be strong, because forever we have the hope that only Torah could give us. Your participation in the beauty of Torah, your participation in the light of Torah, is what literally lights up our nation. Yehudis, which was a lone woman, was a widow. She was able to bring hope in the darkest of times. When we light those candles, when we support learning, we bring that same hope to ourselves and to our nation.